The next step is to place your beams, and you can name it whatever you like. I don't usually do anything in this window because essentially you can do everything in the next window that pops out. It just wants you to select your beam layout, accept that, and it's going to pop up another dialog in order so that I can define my beams. I want this to apply to all of them. It's going to be a rolled shape. I will just define a minimum height of 3 inches, and my template 33 by 201 defines a minimum height of 3. And if I want to look at that, we'll bring it up eventually, and it'll show me my beam cross section that I've selected, how it's applied along the bridge. I hit OK. We'll create them. Takes it a bit. See that it's applied them here in the elevation view. In my 3D view, it's given me my rolled beam, my fillet, and this is why I'm talking about the overhang. I can now define this to butt right up against my outside flange here, and I can actually define the depth as well on the, if that's a constraint on one of the thin slab deck constraints. So I am going to reset my level to bridge deck, and select my bridge deck, go to properties, go to my variable constraint with the ellipsis, and I haven't applied any constraints to this yet, but I do want to apply a deck thickness from end to end. I have it too thick, or the template is too thick, so minus 0.70833 minus 0.70833. Hit OK, and I should be able to see it lighten up in the 3D view. Select my variable constraint again. I can move the drip groove wherever I would like it. I've already applied the super elevation. Now the overhang differential dimension, I do want to change that. I'm only going to thicken my overhang by a ½ inch instead of a full inch. And so I'm going to, and overhang thickness. Now the overhang width left and the overhang width right. Select right, because that's what I'm looking at in the 3D view. I want to make it minus 1.75, minus 1.75. I'm going to apply all of those at the same time. That's usually a risky aspect. I typically will apply one and hit OK, and then reopen the variable constraint and do the next one, because it does an awful lot. It has to do an awful lot, especially once your beams are in there. Okay, so I haven't moved it quite enough. Set it at minus 1.5 and call that good. And then I'm also just going to go ahead and set my left overhang to that same value. And you will be able to see, bump that out for me, and not sure why it didn't reset that fillet depth, but it will eventually. So now I've got an overhang thickness that's applied at the right spot, roughly, and it's set off of the edge of bridge deck, so it's going to be parallel to my girder, and everything seems to be looking great for my beams. You can see that this spacing and this spacing is off, but anyway, that is how you place your beam layout and place your actual beams using the OpenBridge.